Hello everyone, how's it going? Are you looking forward to this nice fall weather, cool and refreshing? Or are you one of those people that tend to dread that change of season? Well, perhaps you are dealing with seasonal affective disorder. Well, what is that, and what can help people who are dealing with that disorder? If that sounds interesting to you? Then keep watching. So what is seasonal affective disorder? It's actually a type of depression that is related to changes in seasons. The most common one starts in the fall, winter, and it usually resolves itself in the spring or the summer. Less commonly, people will deal with this disorder starting in the spring, summer, and it resolves in the fall, winter. Now, some of the symptoms you may experience are similar to other ones, other types of depression. You may feel sad or down most days. You may lose interest in activities that you normally enjoy. You may have low energy, feel sluggish, maybe sleeping too much, have carb cravings. You may be overeating, gaining weight, having difficulty concentrating. You may feel hopeless. You may even feel worthless or guilty. Now, some of these symptoms that are more specific to the seasonal affective disorder that starts in the fall and winter is oversleeping, carb cravings, weight gain, tiredness. And that actually makes sense when you consider some of the factors we're going to talk about in a few minutes. Now, some symptoms more specific to those who are affected by this disorder starting in like the spring or the summer, it's almost the opposite. They experience insomnia, poor appetite, weight loss, anxiety, agitation, and irritability. But today we're going to talk about the most common seasonal affective disorder, and that's the one starting in the fall, winter time. Now, you may have heard of the winter blues. Well, this seasonal affective disorder actually goes way beyond that. While the cause is actually unknown, there are certain factors that most likely play a role. In the fall or the winter, we have shorter days and reduced sunlight, so it actually may cause a chemical change in the brain that disrupts our internal clock, our circadian rhythm. The reduced sunlight can actually cause a drop in the level of serotonin that we produce, and obviously that can affect our mood. Also, our bodies produce more melatonin when it is dark, so this can actually affect our sleep patterns and our mood. But let's talk about who are most at risk and what can be done to help them. Before we move on to that, though, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe if you're enjoying today's information. Also, make sure you open up the links below so you can see where I found this information. And feel free to leave a comment if you have some helpful thought to share on this topic. I'd appreciate that. All right, let's talk about who are most at risk. Well, women tend to be affected more by seasonal affective disorder than men. Those with a family history of depression, those who are dealing with a bipolar disorder. If you live far from the equator, either far north or far south, you'd be more at risk. And if you have a low level of vitamin D, this could put you at more risk for this disorder. So what can help? We definitely want to reach out to our doctor if we have concerns. Generally, 3 main treatments are recommended: light therapy, psychotherapy, and antidepressants. Now, this light therapy is actually when you sit a few feet away from a light box first thing in the morning, like 30 to 40 minutes a day, first thing in the morning. Now, this light is 20 times brighter than ordinary indoor light, but it does filter out UV light, so it's generally safe for most people. But if you have certain eye conditions or you take certain medications that make you more sensitive to sunlight, it's definitely a good idea to consult a medical professional to find out if this would be a safe option for you. Now, another option is psychotherapy or talk therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, also called CBT, has been something that's helped many people to learn to manage stress in healthy ways. It helps them to identify and change negative thoughts. This therapy encourages you to get enough exercise, to improve your sleep patterns, and to schedule activities during this time of the season where you really struggle to help keep you positive. Now, researchers have found that both the light therapy and the CBT have actually helped out in an equal way with this seasonal affective disorder. However, it seemed that the light therapy helped with the symptoms a little bit faster, but in a long-term study, it actually showed that the benefits of the CBT actually lasted longer. Something else that's helped many people with their symptoms are antidepressants. And that's because with the seasonal affective disorder, it's like many other depressions. They've been associated with disturbances in serotonin activity. So these medications can actually prove to be very helpful. Unfortunately, it may take a few weeks before you actually see an improvement, and you may have to try a few different medications to find one that works well for you that doesn't cause any significant side effects. Now, some have found taking a vitamin D supplement helps, and this is because when our skin is exposed to sunlight, it actually produces vitamin D, and vitamin D can actually boost serotonin. And since we actually wind up getting exposed to less sunlight during the winter, that could be an issue, especially if you live further north. But the studies on that have actually been mixed, the results, so it may work for some and may not work for others. Now, this seasonal affective disorder is actually a type of recurrent major depressive disorder, so it could actually prove to be very mild for some, but for some it actually could really make it so they can't even function day to day. So you may be wondering when to reach out to a doctor. Well, if you are down for days, you have no motivation, you see changes in your sleep patterns and your appetite is changing, if you're actually reaching out to alcohol for comfort or relaxation, and just feeling hopeless, you definitely want to reach out to your healthcare provider. If you're experiencing suicidal thoughts, you definitely want to reach out for help. You don't have to deal with this on your own. In the links below, I'm going to leave the information there for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They have options where you can call, text, and you can even do a live chat on their website. So you definitely don't want to try to diagnose this on your own. This could be a very serious situation. When you reach out to your healthcare provider, they can actually rule out other conditions that could be causing problems for you. For instance, they could check and make sure your thyroid is functioning properly. But you want to keep positive. There are treatments that are available. This is not something you have to deal with on your own. The help is out there. You just need to reach out and take advantage of it, because you definitely want to get back to feeling the best you possibly can. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's information, and I hope to see you in the next video where we'll discuss another way we can improve our health.